Okay, so Mike Smith. Okay, Mike, so this is the White House book, right? Pulling up your White House book. Here's the White House book where making money was difficult. It's the most famous house. This special volume invites you to come inside America's most famous home. To see and learn more about the fascinating multifaceted aspects of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, both past and present. Okay, so Transylvania 5,000, I don't know. So this is a book, right? Betty Boyd Caroli. Hard to make money, but they have a book about it, okay? They invested in a place where their money was valuable. The valuable country here is Mr. Theodore Wilson, right? Fallowfield, PA. Right? America's most famous home, Reader's Digest, Pleasantville, New York, Montreal. Said they built a house for the President of America. It was a really rare, valuable country. They really accepted their money. Everyone thought it was great to have legal hookers in Hollywood. Okay, they thought it was great to have this sex box for your man. They thought it was great to let them have their privacy in their house. People valued America, let them have their sex box in their house. Okay, they thought being able to wave away their privacy in their home with their sex box. They thought making an excrement in their toilet was okay with people. Famous studies letting you make a poop in your home that was supposed to be decent for Americans. Okay, so Richard Kopieskiansky, they love to make a poop. Diane Clement, 1860. So they thought Americans were cool with letting people have a toilet to make a poopy and letting Williams market your shit at a toilet. They thought it was really decent to market. You can run a toilet with Williams natural gas. They thought it was okay to have the toilet and plumbing. They could sell natural gas with KFC. Soybean diesel with KFC. What's not to love about that? Okay, so it was a famous house where they had Williams trying to market your shit and do some KFC, buy and sell shit. No missile defense. Okay, they thought having money from the National Guard to defend yourself with a huge natural gas at Williams was rad. Missile defense, I'm ready to kill you with methane from tanks from Williams. National defense, they thought it was rad. Before the Civil War, President's house has own small greenhouse. Most famous house, they thought greenhouse was rad. They liked the greenhouse. A small greenhouse before the Civil War. So the greenhouse. Before the Civil War, the greenhouse to grow your lemons and your limes, have a place to go have your tropical plants and animals. They thought it was rad. So it's a famous house where Johnny Depp portrayed fights them with his Madison-looking house, right? He's trying to be like this guy who's in fights with them and you like Napoleon Bonaparte bullying them, huh? So he's in fights with the president, he wasn't cool with them. So we, the Americans, they said, you're attacking me, that you want me to be in change gymnastics, I don't like it. So change gymnastics, I don't want to look at and grab women's pussy, I didn't want to be gay. Be a tall gay with grabbing women's pussy. It's a book. Prisoners get real tall. No, I didn't be totally fucking gay grabbing women's pussies. But you keep getting your fights in your right sack like this. So gay women in prison, that's what we have to discuss, because that's what we're going to talk about. South Portico, $28 bill before 1998. Okay? North Portico, South Portico. The South, there's diseases, $20. Spreading diseases to kill people is more deadly. 70% more likely to die of spreading diseases. Okay? Labrador Conservatory is the west side of the White House. So growing your lemons and pepper in the White House is like a job, right? Keep growing your lemons and clementinos in your yard. The roses and flowers for decorating. So before Civil War, growing lemons in your White House in case of emergency keeps some people from being totally sick was their plan, right? 1792, they couldn't get their money in Clementinos has some lemonade in case of emergency. Having national defense, dropping huge missiles of methane ready to blow you, ready to kill you was great. I thought that was great, ready to blow you up with their crap at KFC. That was great. This is a really weird country that national defense and National Guard was a great idea. Having some money ready to blow crap at you with missile defense, I thought was great. John and Jan Zumfeld, completely remarkably accurate miniature version of the White House. 1 inch, 1 foot in 1975 and sent a tour around the nation. This is the model's East Rim by Gail Buckland. So you want to Kathleen Colbert Aguilar, 1994. So one time you can make lace with clips, lace and twine, right? Making lace curtains. Lace doilies, lace, handmade lace. You can make wedding dresses, right? So Kim Young-sam and Kim Young-soon of South Korea receive red carpet welcome in North Portico. Chester Arthur, you have no idea. So you had a Madison dress. He was like Madison's, Madison also had a mansion. They said he was like, can you join them? He raised the term in prison. They were like cousins or something. He wasn't their direct cousin. You had to be married into them or something, your cousin, who wouldn't stop him insulting about it. Be present, you had to be their married cousin. They didn't like it when he was just married into their family. So they want to kill him because he was just married into their family, right? Betty Ford and Susan. See, the president, they all had a long line of being president of the taking care of their family, kind of. So their cousin, they want to take care of their cousin somehow. It's kind of inbred. President of taking care of their cousin and extended relatives. So they had money. They have a book to sell that they're kind of like the same guy. They're all like the cousin. So what happened was Smith, right? So Smith died in 1986. Smith was on the line. He's a family. Then President of the So the White House, he died. The stock market crashed in 1987. We have money and they don't care what makes it die. That was bad. The ghost of Mike Smith. 1927, President's family found measure of privacy on the second floor. So they're raising their daughters after the Civil War. Smith, they don't see Smith, right? They're cousins and Smith, they don't care. He blew up the place. I don't know. So Smith died, didn't care, could get his money and pay. Went to a Dolly mess, and Johnny Dearpine had this 1978 Camp David, according to Israel and Egypt, was signed on it, Spanish-American War, 1889, So Smith isn't really something they talk about. 1990 war against Iraq, There you go, Jews, So Smith died in 1986. Stock market crashed, right? They were not doing good. They have a book to tell you the time and Kurt Smith died. So the Challenger explosion, we get all these sales for tubing that no one cares, So he died, no one cares. Trust a war. 1991 Jade by Gwen Davis. Didn't mention that, Rabbit rests in Pennsylvania with spaceships and needs and PMS, So Toyota gangsters, the cars were gang, So this is their family where they had some money. And then matter, so Johnny Dearborn came already president, but I wouldn't just marry into your family, caused domestic dispute. 1969 with Nixon. So they said their relatives are president of this filthy nation, and we just married into them and attacking in politics. So their cousins try to take care of their family. We just married into Theodore Roosevelt. Lincoln. Okay, the JFK assassination. So their cousins, and they would just take care of him, Sir Kennedy, they helped build this place. It was work something, and they shot him. So, the Ford, it was a political thing. It was the same Henry Ford from up here. So they're gangsters with cars. Two of the gangsters, So Smith, he died in 1986, and they didn't mention him in here. We get our tubing sale. girl evolved into a plainer decor, palatable teen, Chelsea, Little girl Chelsea. So they're cousins with Andrew Johnson's wife Eliza made rare public appearance, William Crook. They were at a children's party, so they said John Kenny had children less than 5 years old when they moved to the White House, Welcome to Texas, and they killed him, right? So Smith was trying to wreck the car company, especially Ford. Johnson and Smith will wreck the car company. So the tubing is the gangsters won't pay for stuff, right? They need their money and pay as a feud. Gangsters would not pay, couldn't get their money and pay, couldn't get their money. Julia Grant, so John Dupont was talking about Puerto Ricans and not like marrying into the family, making honest women of them. It's about mental health, So Johnson had a family that wanted to kill me because Johnny Dupont was married into their family and make a good impression. Be present, but he always make a good impression with Catholics. So this is their family, they're kind of like relatives that raised this famous house. And Johnny Dupont was like Napoleon, was making a good impression on them, like cousins. Their cousins trying to take care of their family kind of role. Then they didn't make a good impression with Johnny Dupont. Wasn't their cousin, but wasn't the long like cousins run the place. He tried to be an upstart or something. So Smith died in an accident that I mentioned. So kind of cousins, and Johnny Dupont was a French king who was whacked in jail. You're talking about him. Defend your plans or cousins when married into them. So he was an Asian or a Jew or something, tagged with Asians in a mental way. They said they're cousins, scamming people around who thought they'd also join them. So he came up in a fight. The Marine being played as Nellie attended the 8 Bridesmaids in Florida. Nellie Grant, So the Marines came over and attacked me about that we didn't join in their plan. We didn't make an honest woman out of the Johnson family or something. So Christy Johnson came over to fight Steve about Johnny Dupont wouldn't communicate. And I came over to have fights when we talked to him. He said, "You're really terrible people who worry about mental wards in prisons. Wouldn't just stick an honest woman out of some Johnson. They were angry and wanted to kill me." Alright, so while we president living in a tent, like cousins and Johnny Dupont was like this French king to make a good impression on. He wanted a king. So I don't know. So also wanted a king. Make a good impression. It's like cousins. And they make a good impression with Johnny Dupont with sports and Grandpa, right? Grandpa said you make a good impression on him. You didn't win. Black people Obama. Then locked him in prison because you got out. Grandpa didn't win. Didn't defend him. There's other things to do. Trust you like her. Here's a book that really displeased him. Then they tried to kill me and rob me because we couldn't make a good impression. They make a good impression on either gangbangers in their cars. Mother Teresa. Mary Lincoln, So he's involved with shooting people like Lincoln, right? So Johnson was involved with killing people like Lincoln because they're jilted and make a good impression on them, right? So Johnson was like a big man campus, like kind of people who killed like Lincoln and JFK because they make a good impression. There's like this Tanya Harding, So the cousins and Johnson was this jilted, angry cousin who didn't get what they want, so they killed people. They were disappointed and they had people killed, Singer Johnson, right? Their cousins, Johnson wasn't satisfied with everything. Here's a book where their cousins were displeased and Johnson had like JFK and Lincoln killed because they're rude. It's something. Their cousins didn't make a good impression. They wouldn't read to them. Wouldn't make a good impression, right? It was like treated like Hitler or Napoleon to make a good impression on him. Fort Hayes was like a college, right? Ohio, yeah. They had the White House. Lucy Hayes of the White House was a Midwestern, right? They had the president living in a tent. to Harper's where they met her by chance, became friendly with her entire family. Just their son Webb, Davis suggested that Mrs. Hayes expand her fern motif to show the full array of Florida fauna in North America. First Lady liked the idea. Davis labored for months over designs. So Davis was trying to be like president, couldn't get in. Then he wants to kill you during the Civil War. So Davis, okay, it's 1870. Davis was trying to marry into the family by being president, and then the Civil War happened when their love Fern and Davis, so like this huge Civil War or something. Their Fern are trying to find someone to please them in every way. When the president's displeased and the Civil War breaks out with Davis in Ohio and their love Fern, pleasing Theodore Davis and Hayes, Fort Hays in Kansas, Lucy Hayes, Royal China and Hayes, the president of living in a tent, and they can please them, they upset them. The French vegetable soup better. Now they said that Davis and Fort Hays, Kansas was trying to satisfy their country with better French vegetable soup. Italian chefs and French people making better soup. So they said they couldn't get their money and pay 'cause some black people try to start stuff where they can satisfy their family and get their money and pay. The soup, the French and Italian soups was so much better and they were angry. So the Italians and the French had much better French soup. They were angry and upset about their black people who couldn't please them with their soup. So black people would come over and marry into their family, but the French and Italian soup is so much better and they're upset at us.